Fill My Phone and welcome to another video. Today we are listening to disc 1 of the Oil of Every Pearl's Uninside's non-stop remix album by Sophie. And wow, I'm very excited to get into this reaction. If you've been on the channel for a while, you would know that I very much have vibed with Sophie, and seems like y'all have really vibed with Sophie as well on my channel, and I'm just really happy to just celebrate the life that she had lived and just like her talent and just approach to music and like producing and all that. And I think today is a good day to get back into this, and that's with starting the part 1 of my longest reaction so far, which is going to be needed to do over a 2 video thing, just because this album is 1 hour and 34 minutes. And I told myself, my phone will die if I try to give commentary and just like do all that in one video. Like exporting that will not happen. So what I'm going to do is, it's neatly divided on Spotify into disc 1 and disc 2, which are roughly, like half of that time. And I'm very excited about that because it means I can listen to it in more manageable chunks, not give my thoughts on a whole 94-minute album, because I feel like I won't be able to capture everything in just one video for such a long album. And so we're gonna do disc 1 this week, we're gonna do disc 1 next week, although for me and my listening, it'll probably be shorter because I'm still doing this as a prep to go to my summer position. But I'm very excited to see what Sophie has in store for this project. I wonder if it's gonna be from Arca at all. It says it's a non-stop remix album, but there are separate tracks, so I do wonder if it's more of a you should not stop at all. But what I'm going to do as a compromise is I'm going to listen to the songs, pause at the time to just give commentary. I probably won't look up any lyrics because most of it should just be a remix from stuff we've heard before, and so that's where we'll get the lyrics from. But I don't think I will be looking up any lyrics at all, just in order to fully immerse myself in the sound, which I feel like that's what Sophie is aiming for us to do on this project. Thank you for requesting this video, and anyway, let's get into it. Track number 1 is Cold World. Oh, definitely feels like a mix of Is It Cold in the Water and Pretending. Yeah, it's like the little synths, but it's also much slower. I feel like this rumbling will sound a lot better in headphones, but that's just how it kind of goes with this type of music. Oh, we are getting some vocals. I think it's slow from Is It Cold in the Water. Feels like a cloud of dust just going by. Ooh, that was a bang. Okay, still that similar cloud before. I think it might just be a repetition. Oh, we're getting hits now. Okay, that's lit. I love that. It's actually a really loud hit on my speaker versus the rest of the music in the song. Definitely is a driving beat. It definitely makes you want to go to the club and dance. Oh, that's a whole new world from, the last track on the original. Oh, that's changed a lot. I love that little sonic pulse. Oh, that is a non-stop remix. So that was Cold World, and true to my word, I'm not looking up anything. I'm just going to talk, give a brief update. And that's a cool way to start it off, being pretty ambient and synthetic and very synthy, and just enjoy the sounds. Pretending and Is It Cold in the Water are 2 of my favorite songs from her original Oil of Every Pearl's Insides. And so I'm very happy that this is how we're really starting off the record. That pulse really hits. I know it's gonna sound better mixed in headphones, and like the whole new world. It makes it seem a lot more like cohesive. Like I feel like there was parts of like the album that's like, you know, like the Ponyboy and Faceshopping that doesn't sound at all like pretending or is it cold in the water. And like, you know, Immaterial is a whole different beast of itself. And like, you know, there's like these little traces of other parts that like very much make it feel like it's a cohesive thing. And so I like that even in this first track, we're really getting that. Track number 2 is Not Okay Alone Mix, and I'm sure like because it's a non-stop remix album, like you're not really supposed to pause that much. So like if it leads into the next song and like as the rest of the songs do, like you might be hearing, you know, a little bit of the next song. Just, you know, be patient with me. Oh, it's that same pulse before, but now we're getting like these metallic hits. Ooh, this is a fun one. Yeah, this just feels like, you know, like a hyper pop fun kind of night. Oh, this is something interesting. Oh, again, a different pulse, but a pulse nonetheless. So that was Not Okay Alone Mix. Not much to say. Like, it's pretty much like continuing that vibe. Like, I like the metallic hits, very much a Sophie kind of vibe. Like, fits the vibe. And like, definitely I think it was pretty just instrumental, but you are still getting the motif from Cold World of like I think the starting thing that I've been, like that Cecile Believe does. And like it came and had like its little moment to shine. But it, you know, the track was not even a minute and a half. So like very short little vibe. So let's get into a little bit of a longer time with XTC Acid. That's track number 3. Feels wet. Oh, that feels exceptionally damp. That noise sounds like either the seal or elephant noises I said in Ponyboy. I can't believe I'm still dry while hearing this song. I know that sounds weird, but that's just how I feel. Oh, that sounds like a subway pulling in, or a bus. Oh, that's something. Don't know what it is. There's still a lot going on. Okay. Oh, that is a seamless transition into our next track. So that was XTC Acid. Just exceptionally moist. I don't know why I keep thinking like it's just wet, but like there's something in that production. Like I think that's what's really cool about Sophie, and I think like a lot of people like when they praise Sophie, like is like talking about how like impressive like she is in terms of making these synthetic sounds feel like they're like something real. Because I don't think like if it sounds like a water droplet, I don't think like she recorded a water droplet. Like I think like there was something else that was like the sound of like twisting metal, but like she's not actually twisting metal or anything like that. And like those type of things where like you can make it sound like something like very natural and real, but it's like completely synthetic. And I think that's so cool. And like it's something to praise Sophie on. Yeah, that's the vibe I got of this track. I just keep thinking it's wet. And like why it feels that way, maybe a bit of my synesthesia, maybe just Sophie's like prestige and like talent in this, you know, arena. But like, yeah, it makes me excited to keep going with the remix. Track number 4 is Ponyboy, in parentheses, Megadog. Okay, it's still got some moisture, but like, it's drying up a little. This is just making me nod my head, just like, it's a vibe. Definitely right now, like, it just feels like a club number, like another hyperpop thing, not really like standard Ponyboy. Oh, that's something new. Yeah, just a song that gets me grooving, like, very much reminds me of a lot of like hyper pop, like club bangers. Ooh, they added this other pulse in here, and I really like it. Yeah, I don't know what she's saying or whoever's saying. Don't know what it is. Ooh, this got funky and fun. This is a fun groove. I feel like we had some similar ones on Mutant from Arca. Oh, feels like almost like a snare drum just vibing here. Oh, there's like a hum or a moan here. I don't really know what's going on. Oh. So it was Ponyboy in parentheses Megadog, and a vibe. Like, definitely had the beats, definitely had the groove, definitely felt more palatable than normal Ponyboy. Where there's some like hums or moans or something like that, yeah. Where there's like some like things happening underneath the surface, like yeah, but definitely not like the, I don't know, the stuff that could irk you. Nothing that's like, you know, about like, you know, fetishism, or just like, you know, a celebration of one's ability to love and be intimate with other people. Like, there wasn't that much about that. No like horseplay going around. And so like, yeah, like definitely more palatable in that sense. Definitely something I could see in the club. I act like I have gone to a club even though like I really haven't. So I don't know why I say that, but I feel like when I picture a club, like I feel like I picture that. And so it was a good time, like enjoying it, still enjoying it, very excited to get into the rest of the project. I feel like I keep saying that as well, but like, I mean, it's definitely something that I hate to press the pause button, like to, you know, debrief. But like, I know that if I, you know, wait the whole time, then like I'll have so much to say that I'll have forgotten. So like, it's good for me to, you know, talk about it. But like at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to, because Sophie is making this so entertaining to listen to and just jam to, honestly. Like I'm just having a good time. Track number 5 is Push Emission in parentheses Moans. I don't know if these are the Moans. I'm excited to see if there's something else. Oh, so I kind of switched it up a little bit. Now I'm feeling like I gotta be eyes closed. Oh, I like this groove. Boom, ch, boom, ch. Oh, there is some stuff bubbling from like under the surface. Oh, like that. Actually, that felt like it came raining down. Boom, do 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 do. Oh, this grooviness, like, it makes me want the original song of Push Emission. Oh, it's Whole New World again. Okay. We're keeping that theme throughout, I guess. Whole new world. Whole new world. Okay. This is something different. This is something fun, fresh. Oh, that's something different. So that was Push Emotion in parentheses Moans. And I don't know why it's called that, because it only moans for like the first minute or so, and it's like a 5.5 minute song. But like I enjoyed it. Like, definitely had like that cool fresh like funkiness that happened, like starting about halfway through and like going out through the rest of the song. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It makes me very excited. I think it's adding some new stuff to it, where like you can still really vibe with how you did at the beginning, but like also now you're kind of getting new stuff, because like hearing the exact same thing for 45 minutes isn't really the vibe, or really for an hour and a half. So Sophie's really trying to pull out all the stops here, and I appreciate it. It seems like we had just transitioned right before going into the Ponyboy Fastboy remix. So I'm really excited to get back into the project with that. And so without further ado, track number 6 is Ponyboy Fastboy remix. Yeah, I like this to start out. It feels kind of minimalist, but it works. Well, boy, 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 that's catchy as heck. I'm so sorry, it's the Fastboy remix rather than the Fastboy. I think that kind of makes sense because she's singing boy very fast. Boy, 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 boy. Oh, just like that, no more boy. No, it's back. Boy, boy, boy. It's still catchy even a couple minutes later. Ooh. This typical Sophie sound coming up from the bottom. Ooh. This is a fun groove. Do do do. Do 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 do. Oh, I just looked over and that's when it just shifted to Ponyboy. Okay, this boy is not being said as fast. It's definitely so distorted that I cannot tell anything that's being said now. Yeah, this definitely does feel the closest thing to a remix of the particular track Ponyboy that I feel like we've gotten for any song so far. So that was Ponyboy Fastboy remixed. I was incorrect about feast. Like, my apologies. It's not a feast. Well, it's a feast for the ears. Like, it sounded really good. I enjoyed it. Like, boy, 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 boy. Like, catchy as heck. I liked that first half a lot better because I liked the like original like minimal like do 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 do. I don't know the rhythm off the top of my head. I've heard it once, but like I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot more, I think, than the second half. Like the second half is definitely more inspired by the original song, and I like that while she didn't transform like the second half of the song as much from it. Like it still is a remix. It doesn't sound exactly like it, obviously, but like she keeps more pieces from the original in there, and that just not being my top favorite from like the album, like makes me like not as interested in that part. Like the boy, like I just could see myself dancing to it more, grooving to it more. Like I was just feeling it more. Even though the only lyric was boy, you know, but like it was a groovy time, and I'm glad. This track was actually the longest on disc one, and so like I'm ready to have some songs that seemed like they probably will evolve more quickly over time and not be as repetitive, and we'll just see how it goes. Track number 7 is Faceshopping Lipstick Gel Remix. Ooh. It's that Pew Pew Pew. I think that was also on either Mutant or This is a fun one. There's just a lot of quirks in it. Like, I don't really have much to say other than, like, ooh, cool. Wait, it feels like it's getting a little more ambient and atmospheric. Like, it's rising. Ooh, those are just, like, cool nature sensations that feel, I guess, pushed into her synthetic universe. And by that, I mean that these sounds sound like natural sounds, but they're not, I don't think. Oh, that was not a subtle transition. So that was Faceshopping, the Lipstick Gel remix. It was cool. Like, it had its quirks. Like, first half is definitely much more metallic, much more, like, typical Sophie. Almost, like, more, like, product Sophie. Whereas, like, second half was definitely, like, rising in its ambientness. Like, almost like a pretending or, you know, just, like, Sophie's more ambient side. And I thought it was cool. It was enjoyable. Like, definitely, I mean, is it a track that I'm going to specifically remember it? Like, I think I just will remember this project, you know? Like, I mean, it's meant to be a non-stop remix album rather than, like, you turn to these specific songs. So, like, you know, I feel like in the future I'll just listen to this project front to back anyway. So, like, it's saying, like, does it stand out? Like, no, I don't think it does. It sounds very Sophie-esque, and I think when you hear a lot of Sophie songs together, oftentimes, especially within her debut album and now here, like, it just sounds like a good time rather than like, oh, I want to particularly listen to this song or another. But it definitely doesn't detract from the project. Like, it's definitely a good time, and it makes me want to continue. So let's continue. Track number 8 is Not Okay, Machine World Remix. Oh, this definitely feels like it comes from the Not Okay song. Girl. Alright, this is just fun because Not Okay is just a fun song too. Oh my god, this sounds so different. And again, we're moist. No, I don't think this is like moist. I think this is like fully like water, like you're inundated. I wonder why Sophie has the talent to make something so synthetic but also sound so ambient and beautiful. So that was Not Okay, Machine World Remix, like this earlier version of Not Okay, as well as the original song. It's very short. Like it definitely serves as a transitional song. And I'm very excited because this ending part with like the drops of water, like it was just so beautiful. Like I really was like, damn, like I forgot like how beautiful Sophie can make her music sound. Like, yeah, it is very beautiful. And I'm very excited to get into the next track, which is track number 9, is Whole New World, Sophie and DOS remix, because like it set it up beautifully to be like this really beautiful ambient track. So I'm very excited to see how that all turns out. It's also interesting because the Sophie and DOS remix, it looks like it features DOS as another artist, and it makes me think that either these other ones are not popular enough to be credited, but I think they're just alternate names for like remixes that Sophie herself created. I'm pretty sure all this was remixed by Sophie, like remixing her own project, which is just so interesting to think about. Except for like this part and maybe some stuff on disc 2, I don't know. But it looks like this is the only song on disc 1 that has a featured artist by any means. So I think they're also helping in the production, which is cool. Ooh, this is fun. Like the synths here, like I love them. Oh, I like this beat a lot. Oh, I heard Whole New World being shouted. Ooh, this is just fun. It's funky and groovy. Like, I know I would like it so much. Ooh, this is really beautiful. Like, I feel like blessed to hear this sonicness. Ooh, this hits a lot. Okay, are we building somewhere? Where are we going? Oh my god, I didn't know we were gonna have a good drop here. That's fun. I feel like when this comes in, it feels like we're like on a racetrack. I don't know why. We're in a high-speed car chase. Oh my god, whole new what? Oh, this is a fun dance. It's good. The pulse came back in. Do do do. So that was Whole New World, Sophie and DOS remix. By far my favorite part. Like I just was like, oh, I won't listen to any of these separately. I would listen to the song by itself. Like it's fun. Like it has everything I want it to do. Like it turned a song that was like all right for me, but it was like a very long song originally, and I just would not listen to it that much. And it was like kind of barren in certain aspects. But like, ooh, this turned it into a concise like 3.5 minute chunk that I just really enjoyed. I liked the sonic appeal of the ambiance at the beginning, but then it starts having beats, and it's good beats. Like it's very appealing beats, and like it makes me just want to jam. But like sonically, it just sounds just so good, and the Whole New World getting added into it to still be that remix. Like I love it. Like yeah, I this is by far my favorite part of the remix album so far. If I get anything as good as this, I'll let you know. Dang, I really like this. I want to just hear it again. I'd hear it by itself. I'm cool with that. So congrats, Sophie, on making a song that's like worth hearing just on its own without being in the context of your record. Which I like. It's cool that you are making this all cohesive with each other, but like this stands out like in a good way. Like it blends in when it needs to work within the album, but like bam, like that just hit. Thank you, Sophie. Track number 10 is Infatuation, Lichtbogen, Dreamin remix. My apologies, my German is a little out of practice. Okay, we're continuing the pulse from the Whole New World remix. This is just groovy and fun. Oh, it went tap, 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 tap. Oh, sounds like there's voices in the background. I have no idea what they're singing. Sounds like something that's familiar, like those voices, but I have no idea what they're saying. Oh. It definitely has this feeling that like the voices are still there even though like the backing sound is kind of gone. Oh. Sounds like Cecile's coming in. Nothingness? Okay. So that was Infatuation, the Lichtbogen Dreamin remix, and it was a fun time. Like, it was groovy, like definitely like felt pretty long, but like it's kind of a vibe. Like there was apparently some like sample in there from the song called Dreamin, and it was like, don't just sit there dreaming, dance. So you know, a fun type of dance track. Definitely still a vibe. Definitely some other vocals coming in there that I'm not quite sure about in terms of lyricalness. I didn't want to like really like dive deep, just, you know, to be true to my word. But I'm really excited to see where we go next, because it seemed like at the end, I'm gonna guess that it was saying reduce me to nothingness, because that's the name of the next like song. So like she does transitions really well. Also, while briefly looking up, I did see that apparently this album was originally sold like in a form of a clutch bag, that there was like the 3 copies of the album, like there was the original and then disc 1 and disc 2. So it's kind of nice that I'm listening to the discs separately, because like it allows us to like think in terms of that rather than in terms of this as like just one album, if that makes sense. Track number 11 is Faceshopping, Euphoric, Reduce Me to Nothingness remix. Oh, there's something very interesting about that. Is that how she sounds raw, or is that very filtered? I have no idea. Oh, that's an interesting sound in the sonics. Feels very starry, outer spacey, out of this world. Oh, it's very high pitched right now. Oh, we got the dance beat back in. Let's go, let's dance. This kind of almost sounds like a little bit like inspired by Immaterial, which is wild because I just realized that Immaterial is not anywhere on either disc. Why is that? Oh, stopped all of a sudden. Okay, we definitely got into a more ambient, like pretending vibe. So that was the Faceshopping, Euphoric, Reduce Me into Nothingness remix. This doesn't feel like a Faceshopping remix. I really forgot. Like it just felt like a Sophie song. Like the Reduce Me to Nothingness, you could probably just call it that. Like, is that in Faceshopping? It's been a hot minute since I've heard that song too. Like, they aren't like regularly on replay for me. Like Ponyboy and Faceshopping, I feel like are, you know, heavily emphasized on like this part of the record, and I just really haven't like listened to those songs that much. I mean, remember the more the my face at the front of shop, like I really want to shop my face. Like I remember that part, but like I don't know that the Reduce Me to Nothingness part. Like I don't recall much of it. I don't really vibe much with Cecile's like singing of it. Like, you know, like that's just a personal preference of mine rather than like, oh, it's just bad. But like it just, I don't know, it's at a weird pitch for me. I don't think that's Cecile's fault. I think it just is like high pitched, and I'm like, oh, it just like irks me, and so it makes me less able to enjoy this like part of the remix album. Yeah, I think it's okay, but like it's would be a part, especially considering that it's 5 minutes long and a lot of it has that like high pitched vocal like sample repeated in it. Like it's just like not that exciting for me. And so like, yeah, it's definitely like, if I was gonna skip part of this like remix album so far, like this would be a strong contender for how long it is and like how it's not really that fulfilling for me and does have some parts that like irk me a little bit. Track number 12, last track on disc 1 of the remix album. So our last track for tonight is Pretending I Give in parentheses, Let Go. Okay, I hear like more voices in it than I feel like the original Pretending was. Definitely plays more on Sophie's ambient side than like her dance side. Definitely very much an eyes closed type of song. Oh, felt like we were fading directly into nothingness, but only to get something new. Oh, really fading out to nothingness. Wow. Yeah, we are fading out into nothingness. This is the perfect way to end disc 1. So that was Pretending I Give in parentheses, Let Go. And honestly, a perfect breather. Like, I guess it kind of does stop for a little bit. Like, I mean, kind of in a typical feeling that I feel like Pretending does, where you have this ambient nature for like 6.5 minutes. I think that's how long it is. Like, it's a long song. And like, you just get like this serene, calm vibe, and it just like fades out on you. And like, that's how I kind of got this song. Like, it definitely was more chill. I mean, I think there was a little bit of dancing. Sorry, some of the songs are starting to blend together. I'm also filming this pretty late at night. So I'm getting a little bit of fatigue because really, like, Sophie wanted us to get up and move and wanted us to, you know, enjoy the music. And her music, I really enjoy, but like, it's also at the same time, like, if you listen to it, all of it, like all at once, like, it's a lot because it's Sophie and it's hyper pop. Like, it's very much like distinct, like there's a lot going on. And like, oh, I think every time that I listen to a Sophie project, like, actually Product was pretty chill, and the fact that it was like, because it was just 8 songs, they were all pretty on the shorter side, which allowed for me to like listen to the project and not be like that burnt out. But like, oh, this hits in terms of being like a longer project. And like, wow, I'm grateful that I am doing the discs separately because like, yeah, it allows me to, you know, actually take a breather, digest what I've heard so far before moving on to the second half. But Pretending I Give In, Let Go was definitely like a pretty like chill, calm, ambient song. Definitely something to have like in the middle of your longer album, but also works nicely as a closer for the end of the first half. With that said, we have finished the first half of this reaction, and like, it feels weird to give thoughts, like closing thoughts on half of an album rather than the whole project. But like, you know, it makes sense for us to do that because like, I think honestly, the fact that like it does fade out like that is like reflects the fact that there was, you know, 3 CDs that came with the project, that these discs are actually separate discs in real life. And so it makes sense that like there would be like, you know, a change, you know, going from one to another. And so like, this was a great way to start off. It definitely gives me both Sophie's like more metallic, much more synthetic, like outwardly seeming deconstructed side, but also showing like how she can create all these sounds that sound so beautiful and ambient and atmospheric, environmental, all those good terms. Like, she can do both, and I think that's just very impressive. Definitely, like, we lost a really important soul in our universe, someone who has challenged like pop music, and I think even like, though she is no longer with us like physically, like, I think she really has the spirit, and like, I think her spirit really like will continue to exist in the music industry. I think a lot of people have been inspired by her. I think like the experimentalism that is found in a lot of newer pop music, I think it has at least in part a little part of Sophie to thank for that. Like, I mean, I think of like Madonna having like songs that have Sophie on them. I believe that some other artists have also come out with other music that like Sophie is directly related to, but I think also like, I mean, I can think of multiple of my friends who I found out after my reaction video that like they also listen to Sophie and like they're in music and like they're creating stuff. And like I feel like all this like hyper pop and deconstructed pop and like that type of work that like Sophie and Arca and all these people have pioneered, like I think there is definitely like a lot of ground that they have covered, and there's a legacy that they will have, even though like Sophie unfortunately is no longer here on earth, rest in peace. But like I think she, like her work will continue to inspire so many people. At least this one of this album is definitely, it's time to get up on your feet, or you know, dream late at night. Like it does alternate between like the let's get up and groove, or here's a breather, like here's something that's really nice to listen to take your mind off of it. Like I think most of the project is definitely like you should listen to just the project as a whole rather than listening to individual songs. I think my two exceptions is that the Whole New World, Sophie and Doss remix, I very much enjoyed, and so I would listen to that by itself. And then the Faceshopping, Euphoric, Reduce Me to Nothingness remix is on the opposite end of the spectrum. I would like to skip it when I hear it. So like I think that's where I'm at. If I have other thoughts, I'll put them on the screen. But like I think overall it's definitely like this is the experience. And I think I had that same with like Club Future Nostalgia. Like, I mean, different type of, you know, remix record, but still a remix record in that like sometimes things flow nicely together. Sometimes like they flow, but they don't like go the direction you want them to go, or they go into something you never expected. And like it feels silly to like rank the songs. Like I feel like that just would, you know, discount the fact that it's literally a non-stop remix album. Like it's supposed to be like a thing you listen to without stopping. And so like isolating tracks just doesn't make that much sense unless they're like really good or really something I don't want to listen to. And so those are why the two exceptions apply. But I'm really excited to get into the latter half of the project. And if you have any other suggestions, like about, you know, future Sophie stuff that I should do, or, you know, other artists, like please let me know, because I would be very excited. Like I'll have already created the other half, like I'll probably be filming that tomorrow, but like in terms of like, you know, ideas for the future, like I would love to hear what you have in mind. If you like this video, please like it, comment down below, like me to react or listen to next, please subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be, and thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer, catch you later.
It's storming turtles from out of the sky. Turtles, don't need to know why. Just smile big, open your eyes. It's storming turtles from out of the sky. Turtles, don't need to know why. Just smile big, open